Man by Rush, right? What up? Okay. Okay. I guess we have to turn the music down. I guess I can't hear it very well. It's one of my favorite songs. Okay. There we go. How about now? We good? So in other words, I don't need this to speak loud. Okay. So Working Man by Rush. Here we go. I think it does pretty well to describe pretty much everyone in this room. You know, I gotta say, I bang a little bit on a drum kit, but nothing like Neil Peart from Rush. Let's see. I think of some of the assets that Canada has given us. We've got past President Bill Windsor, past Director Michel Gendreau. We've got current Treasurer Colleen Mooney, and Rush. Look at some of the wonderful things Canada has given us. Outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Kevin Petit, and I consider it a privilege, and I am certainly humbled to be your president for the next 2 years. Thank you. I'm very excited, let me tell you. On behalf of the board of directors and our management team, we thank you all very much for being here tonight. Well, I guess we've got about 500 people here tonight, so that's pretty nice. We're like to capacity, which is fantastic. So we hope that you all enjoy the 2019 International Door Association President's Awards Banquet. So here we go. I hope you've enjoyed so far here in Indianapolis. I know that many of you have spent the last couple of days taking advantage of our outstanding educational workshops. Several of you chose to join us, was it yesterday, in one of our scholarship fundraising events, which was out racing go-karts at a local establishment. And let's see if I get the name correct. First of all, the Ricky Racer Award, the actual person who had the highest, the fastest time, I guess, is Stefan Provencher, if I say that correctly. Stefan did a great job. He beat me. I was like the second loser, so that means I got third place, so I'm the second loser. But the fastest team, so I don't get in trouble, the correct name, I had to write it down, is not something deep. It was No Pants Racing was the winning team. Good job. You know, I didn't know that Brenton Cheney, I didn't know that he had Al Unser, Kyle Petty, and Mary Andretti working for him. But you know, they did pretty well to win last night, so they did a great job. But we want to thank all of you who participated. I think we all had a fantastic time. We really especially want to thank our sponsors, which were LiftMaster, BEA, and Untraumatic. Because of you all, we had a fantastic time. Next year, come out to our socials. Awesome fun, had a fantastic time. So tonight, we take time to honor leaders within the door and access systems industry. But tomorrow morning, we have a very special opening session. Our keynote speaker is John Ratzenberg. Now, you millennials will know him as the only person to have his voice featured in every Pixar cartoon. Our millennials. And we older people will remember him as the all-knowing, the omnipotent Cliff Clavin from Cheers. So his message will focus not only on our industry, but on all of the trade industries. So his position on the President's Apprenticeship Council and Trade Affairs will certainly be of interest and certainly will be entertaining as well. So for that, tomorrow we invite you all at 9 o'clock to join us at the Sagamore Ballroom over in the Convention Center. So we'll certainly be there. Of course, a few hours later, we'll open the doors for our first ever, as I read this correctly, as our first ever co-located trade show with our friends at AFA with Fence Tech. So we're looking forward to a new opportunity for everybody. So I think it's safe to say that you'll learn a lot more about our industry, and you'll have a great time doing so. Now, all that we're doing this whole week, tonight's my awards banquet, I think I can say that now. But the awards banquet is brought to you with the extremely dedicated staff of our staff as well, but our chairperson for the Expo Committee has done a fantastic job. Jim McGrath is our chair for our Expo Committee. He's really done a fantastic job. He stepped into this position as Expo Chair, very excited and certainly ready to work. And boy, he has certainly done that. He's worked closely with our Expo team, again our staff, to turn this Expo into an experience, not just a convention. So also be sure to look out for some surprises. some surprises out and about. So, but we want to also, let's see, we'll want each member of the Expo Committee also to please stand and be recognized for your hard work. So everyone on the Expo Committee, please stand up and be recognized. Excellent job. A lot of work, hard work. You know, these are the men and women who have worked hard behind the scenes each year to make this Expo such a success. This year has been especially unique because they've also had to navigate the complexities of working with our co-locate event with Fence Tech. So it was quite a task, but this group certainly has arose to the occasion, so they've done a fantastic job. I do thank each and every one of you, so thank you guys for your hard work. So we want to bring Ed up. Our
Hello everybody, my name is Ed Hermans. I am the has-been outgoing president. So fortunately enough, and I'm glad it's going over to Kevin. I've known Kevin for years, and I know he's going to be a fantastic president. First people I'd like to recognize is our IDA appointees to the IDEA board. These people do a fantastic job. First individual, Mark McManus, Dave Ziegenhorn, Jay Hayden James, Bill Ernst, Kyle Hart, who we still don't know what happened to him. He's out somewhere. And got a policy out for him. And Andy Pomeroy. These individuals are tasked with creating, monitoring, and expanding all of the certification and accreditation programs throughout the year. Last year's efforts alone, just in 2017, 2018, they increased their certification programs by over 830 people. That's a lot. That's phenomenal. Next year, they're going to be rolling out a one-day sales training certification program, and they're also going to be expanding their CDDC program. And I didn't get too many D's in there, so I got that right. I'm proud because I was fortunate to be part of this organization. I'd like to congratulate all of them on a well-deserved job. Please stand if you're on the IDEA board, please. The other group of individuals that I need to bring up tonight is obviously our board. Our board, these are just a fantastic group of individuals. I'm extremely privileged to work with them every day. The phenomenal thing is when these, and if you've been on the board, you kind of know, but the phenomenal thing is when these people come together, whether it's our weekly meetings, or actually there's a conference call, it's not weekly meetings. Well, if they were in Cancun, I could say, yeah, I wish they were weekly meetings, but on a weekly conference calls, our regular meetings, special meetings, regional shows, whatever it is, these people get together and do one thing, and that one thing on their mind is how do we make this industry better? And it doesn't make any difference whether it's the company across the country or if it's a company that's their competitor right up the street. They don't really care. They're just interested in one thing. How do we make this industry better? And that really is a phenomenal thing. And I am privileged to be able to call each one of them a friend of mine. So if you're on the IDA board, please stand. Each year, some of these members there's a 3-year term that they serve, and each year they conclude the end of their 3-year term, whether it be the first year, first group of voting, or whether it's a second year group of rounds. And every time they complete the first 3-year tour of duty, as I call it, the board likes to acknowledge them with the Director Service Award. So I'd like to call them one at a time. Is Jim McGinley from Lift Maker. Jim Graff. chair. Randy Oliver, our past president. Unfortunately, a gentleman that can't be here tonight from across the pond, Robin Oliver. Paul Peliquin. Joel Yaki. And we also have one individual that we would like to call up. He's from the IDEA board, which, although he's taken a step onto the IDEA board, is Andy Pomeroy. We're happy to say that Jim McGinley and Jim McGrath have been re-elected, and as I said, Andy Pomeroy is coming to us from the IDEA board. I thank our membership for giving me these wonderful individuals that I've had the pleasure to serve with. Thank you, John.
Yes, Randy Oliver.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Randy Oliver, your past IDA president. Our high rollers help to make sure IDA continues to grow by recruiting new members to our association. It's often a difficult task, but these folks are out there making it happen. If you're a high roller member, please stand. Thanks to each of you. Now at every expo, IDA identifies a local charity whose mission pulls at the heartstrings of the IDA leadership. This year is no different. We are proud to support the Kids' Voice of Indiana, an organization whose mission is to protect endangered children by providing legal education, child advocacy, and family visitation. Today, President and CEO Lindsay Falkenberg and Chief Development Officer Eddie Rivers are here to share a few words about this amazing organization. Please welcome them.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, welcome to many of you to Indiana. We are extremely honored to accept this donation from IDA. It was quite a surprise when they notified us, and so we were extremely excited. We actually have a video to show you tonight that highlights one of our amazing programs, and the money that IDA has donated to us will go directly to that program to serve as many children and families that we can. So thank you. We are extremely honored and humbled to receive this donation. Do you want to say anything?
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
CEO of Kids' Voice of Indiana. I'd like to share with you tonight a little bit about one of our programs. Is designed to prevent a child from being a victim of abuse or neglect. With the increase of domestic and
Thank you, Lindsay and Eddie. Please accept this donation of $5,000 to continue this great work. And also, if you would like to donate yourself to this great organization, come by the IDA booth and we'll have some brochures and some opportunities that you can, forms to fill out to donate if you like. Thank you.
The Industry Member Award was created by the International Door Association to honor businesses who through product innovations and exceptional practices have made significant contributions to the garage door industry. Past recipients have included Aero Trueline, Iowa Spring Manufacturing, and ATEC, all very remarkable organizations. This year's award winner opened its doors, pun intended, in November 2003, after its predecessor closed its Canadian facility and moved operations out of the country. Seeing an opportunity, the 6 entrepreneurs who were left behind in Barrie, Ontario, created a business plan to compete in the high-performance door market. Occupying a modest 12,000 square foot facility, they began building custom rubber doors. What transpired in the years that followed was amazing annual growth in the high-performance door market, bolstered by robust product design, responsive production capability, and knowledgeable and customer-focused team. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2019 Industry Member Award recipient, T&R Industrial Doors.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Menace, the first Vice President of the Institute of Door Dealer Education and Accreditation. It is my personal pleasure and honor to present the prestigious Daniel R. Apple Award to an extraordinary individual. The award itself represents the spirit of the IDEA mission, which is to promote professionalism within the door and access systems industry. The leader IDA has selected to receive this award was highly instrumental in creating numerous IDEA programs and services. He was successful as an educational pioneer who believed in training, dealership accreditation, and individual certification. These things would ultimately assure the quality future of the industry we all call ours. Tonight's award recipient began his door business in 1978, served as IDEA president from 2012 to 2014, and on the IDEA board from 2006 to 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, help me acknowledge a true industry leader and a friend, Gary Stewart.
Let me say this, all you guys get certified, please.
Good job, Gary. Congratulations. The Distinguished Service Award is presented each year to an individual who has provided significant guidance and leadership to our industry. We consider this our highest individual honor. I can think of few others who are more worthy of this special recognition than tonight's recipient. I have had the privilege of working with this person for many years. As a matter of fact, in the late 90s, he and I worked together on the first generation of the IDEA Board of Directors. If you have ever attended any of his seminars, you cannot deny his enthusiasm and passion for any topic he chooses. In his first experience in the garage door industry was in 1971 when he worked in the factory at Rainer Garage Doors in Dixon, Illinois. Working in the garage door business made sense because, like so many of us, it was a family affair. Both his brothers worked for Rainer for 30 years, and after 42 years, his father, Bill, retired as Rainer's vice president of manufacturing. In the early 70s, he stepped out of the door business and earned a bachelor's degree in biblical studies and then proceeded to seminary for 3 years, earning a master's degree in theology. He then served in full-time pulpit ministry for about 10 years. In the 80s, his career shifted to radio broadcasting, where he served as a primetime news anchor and talk show host. His voice talents would eventually be used in more than 20,000 radio and TV commercials and videos. In 1989, he returned to Rainer Garage Doors as its corporate communications manager. In the late 90s, he was appointed to the IDEA Board of Directors, where he proposed the Certified Door Dealer Consultant Program. In 1999, he left Rainer and started his own communications company. Since then, his major client has been DASMA, serving as the editor of the Door and Access Systems magazine. In this role, he tackled many tough issues facing the industry. When the industry began getting a bad reputation from unethical door dealers, he coined the phrase, Bad Bob, and generated dozens of articles that battled this problem head on. Also, in 2005, he became the industry's lead advocate for promoting the garage door as the new front door of the American home. His efforts then led IDA and DASMA's joint national public relations campaign known as Garage Wow Now, which continued for about a decade. Over the past 25 years, he has led many regional and expo seminars, speaking on topics including sales, marketing, leadership, media relations, and of course, Bad Bob. As the industry's leading historian, he produced and published brief histories. That work led to his 2014 cover story on the first complete history of the American garage door industry, which has become standard reference tool about the industry's beginning and its developments over the last century. However, many would consider his coverage of the Bad Bob issue to be his crowning achievement. To tackle this thorny issue, he worked with hundreds of hours, often facing rigid opposition, to uncover what was going on inside the Bad Bobs throughout the United States and Canada. 2016, he received his most meaningful award. The American Society of Business Publication Editors gave him their highest honor, the Stephen Barr Award, for his 2015 cover story, The Worst Garage Door Company in the Nation. Remember that? Calling it a deeply reported and clearly written, powerful piece of accountability journalism. That article led IDA and DASMA to create the Joint Task Force on Industry Reputation, which today continues to fight against those who are tarnishing the reputation of this great industry. Now at age 66, he is returning to his roots in biblical studies. He is completing a PhD in the New Testament, a program which he began in 2016 and hopes to finish by 2021. He and Nancy, his wife of 45 years, continue to live in Dixon, Illinois. They have 3 grown children and 8 grandchildren. He says his duty is simply to help other people, no matter who they are. I say he has truly succeeded, and he helps an entire industry of people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with an incredible pride that I introduce to you my friend and one of the most important men in the garage door industry, our 2019 Distinguished Service Award recipient, Mr. Tom Wadsworth. Fantastic. Truly deserving. The IDA Heritage Award is given each year to organizations or individuals who have been instrumental in the development of the garage door industry. Tonight we recognize a company from St. George, Quebec. The patriarch of this company is Michel Gendreau, an incredible asset to this industry, surely. He is a former president of the Canadian Door Institute. He has served as director of IDA from 1997 to 2002, when he served as the industry vice president. He is currently serving as the first vice president on the board of directors for DASMA. The Heritage Award takes into consideration multi-generational industry commitment. Michel's sons, Martin and Maxime, are continuing the family commitment to the industry by working to grow the company and hoping to serve on our board. This organization has earned our praise in the past. Michel has earned our highest award, the Distinguished Service Award, back in 2004. and the company earned its Industry Member Service Award in 2010. Tonight, we add to this impressive list by welcoming to our stage the 2019 Heritage Award recipient, Michel Gendreau and Guraga Incorporated. The Humanitarian Award is created to recognize individuals who have contributed significantly to worthwhile organization or cause, and it's one of IDA's greatest honors. Aaron Overhead Doors of Atlanta, Georgia, has offered its hardship program since the day its company opened its doors. They offer to each one of their technicians one hardship per month to give away to a customer in need. It can be a door service call, a motor installation, or even a new door. The qualifications are simple. If someone needs it, nominate it. The main recipients are veterans from the military, single parents, and elderly. However, if someone is having a hard day and just simply need a break in life, they offer it to those people as well. This is the type of community support that we at IDA want to cultivate and want to honor. What an excellent idea, and I think I'm going to do this at my company as well. I think it was fantastic when I heard about it. So maybe more of us could follow Aaron's lead. So tonight, let's recognize them for their efforts with the 2019 Humanitarian Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our stage Ryan Lucia of Aaron Overhead Doors, Atlanta. The Joseph Caputo Award is presented each year to door dealers who set the standard of excellence for our industry. They demonstrate integrity in all that they do and quality-oriented and, needless to say, are highly respected by their peers. That certainly is the case with tonight's recipient. Tonight's recipient is another generational company buying his business from his father-in-law in 1989. I've been told that he has one of the finest showrooms and is a preeminent dealer in southern New England. He has set expectations very high for his company and all of the staff working for him, thus have raised the bar of what the southern New England customer should expect from our industry. He has been instrumental in the success of one of IDA's more active affiliate organizations. He is currently serving as the president of the Northeastern Professional Door Association of England, PDA. I recently had an opportunity to meet him at our affiliate conference, and immediately I was impressed with his devotion to making the industry the absolute best by working together with other affiliate members to teach and learn ways to improve the customer experience with any of IDA or PDA's member organizations. He is also committed to improving the experience and professionalism, as he is an IDEA accredited organization, and all of his technicians are IDEA certified as well. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our stage the winner of this year's prestigious Joseph Caputo Dealer of the Year Award, Rich Cunningham of Ed's Garage Door. IDA's global counterpart to the Joseph Caputo Award is the equally prestigious International Dealer of the Year. This year's recipient has done it all. He has been a corporate industry executive serving as president of the Crawford Door Company in Europe. He has grown his own professional organization into a very successful, highly respected company, and has served this industry as a director and later as the international ambassador for over 20 years. Because of these items and so many more, the IDEA 2019 International Dealer of the Year Award goes to Oliver Overhead Door. Earlier this week, we were given the terrible news that Robin had passed away. He succumbed to a battle with cancer, so of course he will not be able to be here this evening. But his close friend, Bill Waller, will accept this award and have a few words to say.
It is an honor and a privilege to accept this award on behalf of not only my colleague, but my dear friend Robin Oliver. As he said, Robin passed away on Monday morning, and I'm grateful that he knew he was being honored this evening and was thrilled that this accolade came from his peers. As IDA's international representative, Robin traveled the globe, dedicated to being a staunch advocate for not only our industry, but the members of the association as well. Over the years, Robin's passion and commitment made him the face of IDA on continents and in countries too numerous to mention. He represented IDA at countless international and national door shows, ensuring that the industry continued to grow. Our passion for service was achieved, and the association remained strong. Despite the many hours Robin devoted to IDA, he still assured his own company, Oliver Overhead Door, remained a shining beacon for best practices for the door and access systems industry as a whole, all the while assuring his own sterling reputation as a preeminent resource in the UK. Robin recently wrote to me, and he stated that I loved every minute of the 20+ years that I've given to this association and meeting so many interesting people all over the world. As we gather this evening to honor this remarkable man, I can simply say that Robin Oliver put the international in the International Door Association. Thank you.
Now, Bill, before you leave the stage, there's one more thing. Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of the 20+ years that Robin gave to IDA, I would like to announce that the IDA Board of Directors voted unanimously to change the name of this award to the Robin Oliver International Dealer of the Year Award. Robin, we love you. God bless. I'd like to bring to the stage our Expo Chair, Jim McGrath, to present the next award.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jim McGrath, and I'm your Expo Chair. I'm so happy to be here tonight. Many of you know me as an admin on the Facebook group Garage Door Techs. But I'm also that IDA guy on the Facebook group, The Deplorables. And many more of you knows me as just a guy on the North American group. Our next award was originally presented in 2009 to recognize some of the most important individuals within the door and access industry. Our garage door technicians. We all know how important these people are to our companies. They're out there getting the job done day after day in all kinds of weather, at wild times and difficult environments. One of the original micro dirty jobs. For that and so much more, we must show them our thanks. Tonight I'm proud to announce that we have 3 award winners this year. I would ask each recipient to remain in your seat until all 3 names have been announced, and I'll then ask you to come up. Our first recipient is Justin Brown from Town & Country Door in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Justin is a proud father of 4, and we all know family has to come first. But Justin is always there to help Town & Country Door and his fellow technicians, one being his younger brother. However, the real reason Justin was nominated for this award is because he's done something so few other technicians can say. He's been able to help Town & Country Door achieve a 5-star rating with Google with 332 reviews. Now, we all know how difficult that can be. Justin has accounted for 218 of those reviews, with 103 coming since January of 2018. His detail-oriented and truly appreciated by his family, friends, co-workers, and most of all, obviously, his customers. Justin has been with Town & Country for 15 years, and he exemplifies the ideal garage door technician. He loves what he does so much that he's always the first guy in the morning and the last guy that leaves at night. Justin Brown is our first technician of the year. Our second technician of the year is Scott Funch. And I'm sure I messed that up, Scott, I'm sorry. Of Midwest Garage Door Company in Pawnee, Illinois. Scott has been in the door industry for over 15 years, working his way through the ranks. He started out as a warehouse worker, then on to residential installs, commercial installs, and now for the past 7 years, Scott has serviced Midwest Garage Door's lead service technician. As a lead service tech, Scott has learned to service just about every brand and style of overhead garage door and access system. On top of that, Scott is the go-to installer for a lot of Midwest custom jobs, which could include screens, awnings, cabinets, closet systems, and vacuum systems. You cannot say something can't be done until Scott has seen the job. Scott will find a way to get it done. So essentially, don't ever say it can't be done around Scott. Scott is usually the last guy back at the end of the day, and he's always up for taking that additional call with no grief. Our second technician of the year is Scott Funch. As I'm sitting out there listening to all of Kevin's other awards, I get a text from our third technician of the year telling me I'm saying his name wrong, so I've written it on my hand. How many of you can say that your mother has taken you to a service call? Mike Badoff of Badoff Garage Doors and Service in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is our third recipient this year. At age 13, Mike started Mike's Garage Door Service, and his mom would drive him to the job sites in his Philadelphia neighborhood. His customers at the time were mostly family and friends, but Mike developed a strong relationship with a local door dealer for his parts and accessories. A few years later, in his senior year of high school, Mike interned with the same dealership, learning the admin side of the business. Mike took off and he went to Penn State University, where he achieved his bachelor's degree. But 2 weeks after graduation, he started Badoff Garage Doors and Service. He holds certification in both residential and commercial sectional door systems. He plans on growing his business, working towards his master's tech certification, and continuing to be an active member in our IDA community. Mike Badoff is our third tech of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me recognize our 2019 Technician of the Year, Justin Brown, Scott Funch, and Michael Badoff.
Outstanding. I don't know, can you ask for a raise now? I don't know. The Jerry R. Reynolds Leadership Award has been named in honor of one of our founding fathers. Jerry Reynolds was quite the character, but he was always extremely generous and caring with his time and knowledge with fellow association members. I never met Jerry, but I've been told he was a man who was committed to this industry and understood the need for volunteerism. I strongly support those ideas, and I'm very proud to say that I received this award along with my dear friend, Gary Lombard, back in 2002, a long time before our hair started turning this funny shade of blonde. Tonight's volunteer leadership winner also embodies these characteristics. This year's recipient has been a beacon of commitment and leadership for many years. Let's check out this volunteer leader. Has been a beacon of commitment and leadership for many years. He started off in the door business in 1974 as district sales manager for the Overhead Door Corporation. He moved to St. Louis in 1979 and worked for other door companies until 1989 when he decided to do it on his own. So he opened Schmidt Door Company. He was successful at this and expanded his operations by buying All Purpose Door in 2001. He continues to operate both businesses, selling and servicing residential and commercial doors and operators. He has also diversified into dock equipment, hollow metal doors, and even high-speed doors. His commitment to service is very evident with his strong devotion to the success of the Central States Door Dealer Association. He is currently serving his third term as president of CSDDA. He's also served as its vice president and president of the St. Louis chapter. With his excellent leadership, CSDDA is a thriving volunteer organization. Frequent meetings and healthy competition are all the result of his goal of always improving the professionalism of the door industry. If you've thought about establishing an affiliate organization in your area, he can teach you how to make it successful. He attended his first major trade show with Dota in the early 90s over in Nashville. He said he was glad he went, but the presentation had really much to be desired. So he thought, I think I can provide some input and help things a little bit. He next attended one of our IDA shows in Nashville, where he noticed things got much better, but knowing he could still continue to provide some improvement, he put his name on our leadership matrix and was elected to represent Region 4. He served on the IDA Board of Directors until 2018. He was very active on several committees. He's always a go-to director. His calm demeanor, constructive input could always be counted on. Volunteerism outside of the industry is important as well. He was also head audiovisual engineer for his large church. He coached his sons in baseball and basketball through their youth, giving up those reins once they reached high school. At that point, he took over his statistician duties for his sons' high school football teams. He has been married to his wife, Joy, for over 51 years. They have 3 adult sons and 5 grandchildren. His statement, over the years, I've determined that being a volunteer does not mean anything unless you volunteer to accomplish a goal, to make the organization you are working with more successful and able to provide better services to its members. With our industry, there is no doubt about it. He has set a goal of making this industry a better one, and he succeeds in that every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2019 Jerry R. Reynolds Award recipient, Mr. Randy Schmidt. Garage Door Installers of North America was started in 2015, but is not just limited to North America. They now have members from all over the globe, including Japan, Australia, South Africa, and Great Britain. This group was started in order to explore the techniques and tricks of other companies that install doors and openers. The focus of this group is to keep its membership focused on professionalism of the industry and respect for their fellow members. That is a successful focus, as they are the largest Facebook door industry group with over 4,000 members. Ladies and gentlemen, the Garage Door Installers of North America. Okay, next is the Garage Door Technicians. The Garage Door Technicians group was created after searching Facebook and other social media platforms for a forum where members could talk with like-minded professionals. Its members have grown to include technicians, owners, managers, and manufacturers all over the world. Here, technicians come to compare installation photos, customer stories, and daily issues. Now with over 3,500 members, they make this an excellent group to help the industry improve its professionalism. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for them as well. And lastly, the deplorables. There they are. This is a smaller group with only 1,600, but very active members that have impressed me with their response when called to action. In several instances, the deplorable members have pooled together very large sums of money to help a fellow brother or sister in need. In one particular case, group administrators Scott and Christina Schussler, set up a GoFundMe page which raised over $12,000, helping a fellow member, Mr. John Cabot, who had passed away from a terrible vehicle accident. In another philanthropic endeavor, very close to my heart, these deplorables stepped up and saved the day for another lady who was burned by a company in her area. Word spread amongst the deplorable group about this particular lady who had paid this organization services, expecting him to return to install a new garage door. And you guessed it, they did not return. So a GoFundMe page was started, and the full amount of money, which was $700, was raised in about 4 hours. They refunded her the entire portion of the money lost, and this act of humanity worked very well to restore her faith in the garage door industry. So deplorables, my hat's off, outstanding. You know, social media is a huge asset to spread information and help others. I foresee us finding more ways to help use it even further to better our industry. With the actions of these groups and certainly many others, we will continue to improve our industry every single day. I thank you all for what you have started, and I challenge you to continue to get better and to do more. Thank you all very much. As this industry grows and evolves, we feel the need to recognize important milestones when they happen. This industry has changed so much over the past decades, but let's also remember the pioneers in the door and access systems world. Those who have been in the business for longer than half of the population has been alive. We would like to take a minute to honor these individuals who have been in the business for over 50 years with support of IDA through their membership. So these over 50 years these individuals have been in the industry. We have Al Heller of Genie of Fairview Door Company, Bob Hunter of Hunter Doors Incorporated, Bill Cato from Carolina Door, Phil Patton of Patton's Door and Gate, and just added to the list, Larry Paulo from Canamex. Congratulations. Congratulations to you all.
Actually, I have one more name to throw to that list, which I forgot. Of all things, the president forgets to do it. Bob Herman's my father. Just retired, we just had his retirement party. Month and a half ago. Yeah, about a month and a half ago. How many years? He decided to retire. I told him he was a slacker. He's 95 years old. He decided to retire. All right, this year we have an honor that we give out to, the president has the option to give out this honor to the board of directors that have helped him the most. And this is an extremely hard award to try and figure out who you're going to give it to because there's so many phenomenal people. Well, I don't really do too many things conventional. I'm proud to say I'm deplorable as well. We've got 5 award winners this year. I had to, there was just too many good people on this thing. First gentleman I want to bring up has been in this industry for a long time. He's been on the IDA board for a long time. He has always been there. He's a conscience of our association. He's always raised his hand when he thought something wasn't quite right. He's always been there to say, wait a minute, hey, you gotta remember this, things like that. He always handled everything, and we have on the board affectionately dubbed him our big dog, Mr. Randy Oliver. Our second one is a gentleman that complained from the very day I was on the board. But it was a good thing. It was a good thing that he was, because he said, you know what? I'm going to fight, I'm going to get it done because this stuff doesn't make sense. I'm going to make sure it happens. Well, it finally came down to, after fighting and pushing and twisting and pushing, finally came down to a week ago, he finally got his wish to make us, to have our website redone. He finally got the contract signed. He promised me he would get it done before he left. He managed to get it done within 1 week to go. Mr. Joel Yacki. The third on our list is a gentleman, and probably the door industry. There's not a lot of people, we tend to seem to run away from it. I know when I was on IDEA board, the one thing we used to run away with, it always was the one test that everybody had a hard time trying to pass, the financial one. So many people had to take that over and over again because we're door guys. We know how to do it, we know how to get it done, we just don't know how to get it done necessarily by the numbers. So we cheat a lot of times. Well, this gentleman said, no, not happening. Not cheating, not gonna do it. We're gonna make sure everything crosses I's and we dot our T's. At least that's the way I do it, okay? But he's been phenomenal. He's made trips back and forth all over the place to try and help this association. And I consider him our financial wizard, Mr. Tim Matthews. Number 4. He's been up here before. What the heck, why not? Last year I went to this individual because I was almost in crisis mode. I was like, oh, individual that I planned to take over this expo couldn't take over. I was like, oh crap, what am I going to do now? This is a phenomenal undertaking to do, is to try and take this expo. Not only that, but to take this expo and go to a co-locate show was a phenomenal undertaking. And all he kept saying was, I got it. I had to make a trip to go to another place. He says, I got it. And that's phenomenal. It was a tremendous help. He led us where we are today. Mr. Jim McGrath. And last but not least, this is a gentleman that's been in this industry since as long as I can remember. He got me involved in it. So he has been here for this association longer than anybody that I know of. He's never turned anything down, never changed anything, and just promised to follow up. He says, I'll get it handled, I'll get it handled, I'll get it handled. He's no longer on the board anymore, but he promised me, he said, you know what, I'll help you out one more year, but when you're done, I'm done. My very good friend, Mr. Bill Waller. Is there a photographer? Yeah, right. Oh, there he is. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Stay here, big dog. I guess Becky's never heard us called that before, have you? Yeah, he was. The last award is given out to our outgoing president. It's called the IDA Globe Award. I don't know how much more I can say about this guy. He has been there for all of us, always probably will be there for all of us, has been our conscience, has been our help, has been our, hey, let's remember this. And we're all like, thank God he was there. I don't know what else to say other than just my sincere thank you. Mr. Randy Allen. All right, now I get to read these things. There we go. Now you gotta keep going, gotta keep going the other way. Keep going, keep going. There you go, now we got it. All right, congratulations to all recipients. I hope everybody had a great time tonight. I want to remind everybody tomorrow of our business meeting that takes place at 9 o'clock, where we will make sure that, without a doubt, the vote goes through to be sure Mr. Petit is definitely voted in as president, and is definitely passed. John Ratzenberger is our guest speaker, in case you haven't read the magazine. John's a fantastic individual. He started out his career as a carpenter, which I did not know that. He, what's that? What time did I say? 9 o'clock. I want 9 o'clock, that's what it is. Okay. Well, no, our meeting is at 8. John's at 9. There we go. There we go. Now we got it straight. So, but that's right. You could just say I screwed up, and that's why you didn't get there on time. Anyway, but John really is. He started out his career as a carpenter. He's on the President's Council for Apprenticeship and Trades. I have already instituted his help to hopefully come into and try and help us somewhat with our trade. So, little light story about this. We had a conference call. We got on a conference call real quick before he got here to try and find out what are we about, what are we doing, that type of thing. Happened to mention something about apprenticeship program in Philadelphia, and he says, he said, I got a couple of friends in Philadelphia. I said, oh, that's pretty nice. He said, well, at least you're talking to me from Philadelphia. He says that you're not in Camden. My business is in Camden. I was in Camden at the time, New Jersey. He said, thanks, John. Appreciate that, buddy. So now we get to get him. So tomorrow, if you really want to hear something great and you really want to talk to him about the trades and about how he can help advance our industry, not only our industry, but also in your area. If you have a specific need in your area, because I asked him, and he said, yeah, I'll help you. He says, I'm on the President's Council. Stop by, talk to John, see what he has to say, and maybe he can help us go from there. I'm hoping he can help our industry as a whole. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for attending.